Recording in progress.
Good morning everyone, it's Jamie from Island Yoga UK and we're here for a 45-minute Hatha yoga practice. So if you'd like to come to your comfortable seated upright position, just focus on having the spine erect, relax the shoulders, gently close your eyes. Watch your breath as it flows. Don't try to change the breath in any way. Just be the observer. Feel your body's reaction to each and every breath. Now perhaps you can place your left hand on your abdomen. And let's make these breaths just longer, slower and deeper. So as you inhale through the nose, allow the abdomen to expand like a balloon. And then as you exhale, just draw the abdomen in, so feeling the hand coming closer to the navel, closer to the spine. And continue to inhale, allowing the belly to expand. And exhale, drawing the belly in. And this is the long, slow rhythm that we're going to try to keep hold of for the whole of our practice today. But for now, let's release the hands, place them together at heart center, and we can just say one long Om to start the class together. So inhale deeply. Release the hands once more behind your back, and as you exhale, bend forward from the waist and surrender to Mother Earth. Inhaling, coming back up. Release your hands again, and with a few gentle blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. Okay, let's take our position on all fours for some tiger breathing, some cat-cow stretches. As always, with the hands under the hips and the knees, hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. The other way around would be a little bit more difficult. And let's take that long, slow breath and bring some movement to the spine. So as we inhale long, slow and deep, Chin and chest goes up, tailbone goes up, and we're flexing the spine. And then exhaling, pushing away with the hands and flexing the spine the other way. Inhaling. And you can work with your own breath, movements and length. Exhaling. Just making the movements in time with the body. Inhale. Exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Release the back to a neutral position briefly and then spin the hands so that the fingers face outwards towards the outer edge of the mat. We're just going to do another 4 cat-cows there with the fingers facing out. So let's do that now. Inhaling, focusing on the back, slow movements. Exhaling, middle of the back raises up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing to the neutral position, and now spin the fingers all the way so that they're facing inwards towards each other, and readjusting the wrists if you need to, so it's the wrists that are directly under the shoulders. Keep pushing away with the hands, and let's do 4 more cat-cow stretches. So inhaling nice and long, slow and deep. Exhaling. Inhaling. And feel the difference as you push away now, as you exhale. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Last one here. And exhale. Releasing the back and then spinning the hands all the way out again, and see if you can spin the fingers so that they go all the way around towards the knees. So we're really rotating the arms and shoulders, placing the wrists under the shoulders, and let's do the last little set here. Inhaling long, slow and deep as we look up, and exhaling, pushing away and rounding the back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more here as we inhale long, slow and deep, flexing the spine, and then exhaling, pushing away, feeling the extra work on the wrists, arms, shoulders, and then releasing the back, releasing the hands, and just sinking back onto the heels, just briefly, just laying the hands on the wrists, close the eyes, and allow the body to simulate any changes. And now let's widen the knees and find our resting warrior, Adho Mukha Virasana. So hips going back onto the buttocks. Goodness me, my words this morning. Buttocks going back onto the heels and then stretching forward. Let's really create some extra space between the vertebrae as we stretch forward. Just allowing the breath to go long and deep. One more breath here. Really lengthening that spine before we come into our first back bend. And let's do that now. Let's lay the torso down onto the mat and push up into an up dog. So it's basically like a cobra, but we're pushing a little bit more with the hands, creating a bit more of a back bend, just looking straight, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, elbows in, legs and feet active, and just working within your comfortable limit. Just a few breaths. And now let's tuck the toes and on an exhale push back into down dog. And after we've found our really nice straight back, then we can start pedaling the legs a little bit. So straightening one leg while keeping the other one bent. And then changing so that you can straighten the other one. And feel that just stretching the hamstrings. It doesn't matter if you end up with bent knees and on your toes, that's absolutely fine. We're really trying to activate the upper back, keeping the spine straight, strengthening the shoulders. Last long breath here. And then bring the knees to the ground. Come back to the all fours position so that the hips are directly above the knees. And from here we're going to lay the chest down into puppy dog pose. So we're trying to keep the hips above the knees as we lay down. And let's put that left arm through over to the right side. So you can do the puppy dog first if you like. Just stretching the spine. Bringing the chest down towards the mat. With the hips above the knees. And then slowly coming back up to all fours. And then we're going to thread the needle, so the left arm is going to go through the gap created between the right hand and the right knee. Palm facing up as you lay your left shoulder down onto the mat. Left ear can go down onto the mat as well. Just a few breaths on this side. And then slowly unwinding, coming back to all fours. And then the right arm can go across to the other side now with the palm facing up. Resting our right shoulder down onto the mat. And then slowly unfolding from that one. And you can come up onto the toes, pushing back into down dog very briefly. And then we can walk our way to the front of the mat towards the hands, or we can jump. Whatever you feel like doing today is good. If you're walking, try to keep the legs as straight as you can for as long as you can. And then obviously if you're ending up at the front of the mat with bent knees, that's absolutely fine. Let's throw the arms forward, have a nice straight back before we inhale and come up. And release the arms. Well done. Standing at the front of the mat, let's make sure the feet are hip width apart and we're grounding down evenly into both feet. Just take a moment to ensure that you're balancing in all four directions. Soften the knees, tilting the pelvis to activate the thighs, drawing the belly button in and standing really nice and tall. So we're grounding down through the feet and we're stretching the head up towards the heavens. Now as we inhale, let's raise the arms to the front and all the way up. Keep the hands hip width apart and the palms facing each other as we stretch up. Upper arms are near to the ears as we use the arms to increase the length of the spine even more. We're pulling the torso up with the arms. No tension in the neck. If you do feel any tension, just tiny little micro movements of the head to one side or the other just will loosen any tension there. Last long breath here. And then let's grab our opposite elbows. So right hand grabs the left elbow, left hand grabs the right elbow. And we're trying to keep the arms high, pull them back, really stretching the shoulders as we lift the elbows up towards the heavens. Keep the belly engaged. And focusing on that long, slow, healing breath. Let's soften the knees even more now, and we're going to pivot from the waist as we exhale. Let's forward bend, keeping the arms as high as we can. And as we come further down, we can rest the chest on the thighs, but we're trying to keep the arms as high as we can. Just for a couple of breaths, feel the engagement. The shoulders, the arms, the upper back. Just one more long breath here. And then let's release the arms down onto the mat, placing the hands on the mat. You can straighten the legs slightly if it's in your practice, and allow the head and the upper body just to relax down into a forward fold. Let's throw the arms forward and get that lovely straight back before inhaling and coming up again. And now keep the arms stretching up. We're back to this familiar but beautifully powerful pose where we're grounding down and reaching up. And now let's sink the hips back into the chair pose, Utkatasana. A lovely bend in the hips, slightly leaning forward, and you can either look straight or up at the hands, just for a couple of breaths today. And now let's release the arms and standing up straight. Beautifully. Done. Okay, let's now, grounding down, we're going to raise the right leg off the ground and bring the knee into the chest. So we're holding the knee in as high as we can into the chest. Focusing on the breath, keeping the spine uplifted. And then slowly releasing the hands and trying to keep the knee up there. Just for the last couple of breaths, squeezing the knee into the chest as much as you can without the use of the hands. And then slowly allowing the right leg to release. Let's change legs now, so we're grounding down into that right foot and raising the left knee into the chest, keeping the spine tall and really hugging it in tight to the chest. And then let's get ready to release the hands again. So carry on standing tall, lifting up and keeping the knee there while we release the hands. And then slowly releasing the leg. Grounding down once more, let's come into the full pose, Muktha Hastasana, outstretched leg holding the big toe. So we're going to bend the right knee, and as we do so, slide the right hand to grab the right big toe down there if you can, and stand tall. And if this is where you want to practice today, you can just stay here, trying to reach up with the spine and the head, and with the big toe. And for those of you that want to go into the full pose, just extend the right leg now. And then slowly releasing. Give the ankle a little kick out if you need to, if there's any tension around the ankle or the hips. And now let's repeat on the other side. So bending the left knee and reaching down to grab that left big toe. Right hand can come on your hip. And make sure you stand nice and tall first before you extend the leg. If you want to stay there standing tall with the leg in, that's fine. And for the others, let's extend that left leg now. Focus on the breath. Feel the body's reaction with these slow breaths. And then slowly releasing the left leg. Well done. We're back to our center at the front of the mat. And now we're going to come back, long, big step back with the right leg. Keep the hips towards the front of the mat. And let's work into Warrior One. So bending that left knee deeply, raising the arms up. And you can have the hands touching and looking up towards the thumbs. But no tension in the neck. If you do have any neck issues, then just look forward. Slowly releasing the hands down through heart center. And then stepping forward to the front of your mat. Let's repeat on the other side now. So giant step back with the left leg. Keep the hips towards the front of the mat and then raise the arms up. Keep breathing, keep stretching. Just one more long breath here. And this time we're going to release the hands down onto the mat. So placing the hands either side of that right foot and then pushing back into down dog. Let's have a nice little grounding, familiar stretch here now. As we stretch both the arms, the upper back and the legs. Allow the knees to come down to the mat now. Keep the knees together. And we're just going to move into child's pose just briefly, allowing the chest to rest down onto the thighs, relaxing the head and the arms. Just a few breaths. We're going to do a few dolphin stretches now, Matsy kirida. So if you're ready, interlock the fingers. The fingers are interlocked there, and then the last little finger gets tucked in inside so that that's out of the way. Let's create our beautiful triangular base. Don't let the elbows come too far out, just shoulder width apart, and really grounding down into the entire length of the forearms, especially the wrist. And now come up onto tiptoes and raise the buttocks up, raise the hips up, really pushing away with the arms. So in pushing away with the arms and activating the shoulder girdle here, we can stay here in a kind of down dog position, but the neck has plenty of space. The head's not even near to the ground. And now we can do that stretch. So as we come forward, we can inhale, placing the chin near to the front of the mat, and then pushing away as we exhale, tucking the head back in, looking towards the navel, and just do a few of those. Coming forward as we inhale, and pushing away as we exhale. And if you want to make that more challenging, you can bring the feet towards the head and the arms a little bit more. That transfers more weight down, and it's more shoulders. And then when you've done a few of those, just allow the knees to come down onto the mat and relax in Sirsasana. Child's pose once more. Slowly coming back up. And for those of you that want to practice the stages working towards the headstand, we're going to do that now just for a couple of minutes. For those of you that want to continue but without doing that, perhaps just do another round of dolphin stretches. So if you want to do the prep for the headstand, let's get our nice triangular base once more, grounding down, placing the top of the head on the mat. And then make sure the shoulders are really well activated and really pushing away as we tiptoe as far as we can towards the head. so that the hips are generally above the shoulders. Keep pushing away, and then we can just tuck one knee into the chest. And perhaps that's enough for you today. Just make sure the shoulders are really engaged so you're creating a lot of space for the neck. If you're doing it on one side, then repeat on the other side. If you're at that stage where you want to go both knees up, then you can do that now. Just keep the knees in tight to the chest, squeeze it in, heels next to the buttocks. Keep pushing away. And only when you have this really well controlled and you can stay in this position for 9 breaths should you attempt anything else. If that's in your practice today, then you can go for 1 leg or 2 legs to come into the headstand. And then when you're finished, come down slowly and relax in Shashankasana. Just allowing the breath to settle, relaxing the body. And then very slowly coming back up. Let's lie down on the mat now. We're almost finished with our practice. Just a couple of little asanas to go now. So bring the knees into the chest so that you can feel the lower back push against the mat. And holding the shins or the knees, you can just rock very slowly from right to left, just to really push the lower back down. From there, release the hands down onto the mat so that you're pushing down into the floor, and raise both feet now into the air, pointing the toes towards the ceiling. Go with the long, slow breath. Activate the core as we stretch the toes towards the heavens. Just one more long breath here. And now flex the ankles. So pull the toes back towards you. Feel that lovely stretch. And then straighten the toes again. Pull the toes towards you and straighten. Flex and straighten. Flex and straighten. And just move the ankles in this way. Just a few times. You can move them as fast as you like. And now let's come into happy baby pose. So soles of the feet go towards the heavens, drawing the knees down lower, reaching between the knees to perhaps grab the outer edges of the feet, and then pulling, stretching. We're in a supine squat pose now. So it's a really deep squat and you're in control. Focusing on the breath and just allowing that stretch to go deeper. The breath taking us to a more relaxed place, a place of allowing. Feel that beautiful stretch. Last long breath here before releasing the legs. This time the soles of the feet are going to be placed on the mat and the heels near to the buttocks. So readjusting if we need to. The feet come parallel. The heels, as I mentioned, are towards the buttocks. And we're preparing for Septubandasana, the bridge pose. So grounding down into the hands and into the feet. On the next inhale, we're going to raise the hips up and transfer the weight onto the upper back. So let's do that now. As we inhale, pushing away with the thighs, raising the hips up, and you can even roll the shoulders in a little bit. Just keep breathing. Feel the work, squeezing the buttocks together. Don't let the knees come out too far. Trying to keep them parallel. Last long breath here. And then releasing vertebrae by vertebrae back down onto the mat. Just rolling the spine back down onto the mat. Let's just rock and roll down the length of our mat now. Just to massage the spine down its entire length. Allowing the legs to swing backwards and forwards so that the feet come above the head. And then coming to stillness and bringing the knees into the chest once more. Pushing that lower back down into the mat. Just rolling slowly over to the right side. Slowly over to the left. Keep squeezing the knees in, feeling the work on the hips. And then slowly getting ready to release the whole body now to find our Savasana, the corpse pose. So if we feel the lower back is now soft, we're just releasing the legs. And trying to make our body in a comfortable position so that we can stay there for a few minutes, allowing the ankles to flop open, the arms away from the body with the palms facing up. You can lengthen the back of the neck slightly, so just bringing the chin in a little bit. And letting everything go. Allowing the breath to find its own natural rhythm. Don't try to alter that in any way. Allow the physical body to rest. Allow the body to breathe with no interference from you. Letting go. And with each exhale, the body relaxes a little bit more. With each exhale, you allow that to happen. You just relax and allow that to happen. Bringing your attention to the feet and the ankles, relax them completely. And allow that relaxation to spread up the legs. The knees are soft. The thighs are relaxed. The pelvis is heavy. And the hips way down onto the mat. Relax and release the buttocks. And the lower back is soft. And that relaxation spreads all the way up the back and into the shoulders. Letting go. Relax the hands and the arms. The shoulders are now relaxed. The entire back side of the body rests in stillness, with no tension. Now you can bring your attention to the face and the head. Relax the jaw now. Just allow that to soften completely as you let go of all those small muscles around the cheeks and the jaw. Allow the tongue to feel heavy in the mouth. And relaxing all the small muscles around the temples, the forehead, and especially the third eye center, just relaxing, releasing all the muscles soft and droopy. Just doing a quick scan of the physical body to make sure we're not holding on to any tension. And if you are and you can feel any tension anywhere, let it go now, just releasing and relaxing down onto the mat. Just enjoy this beautiful feeling of complete physical relaxation. But now beginning to slowly wake the physical body up. Perhaps you can inhale a little bit deeper, wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. Coming back to the present moment. Let's raise the arm, right arm, all the way up and back behind us. Bend the left knee, placing the left foot flat on the floor and rolling over onto the right side, just for 1 or 2 breaths. Try not to disturb the body too much as you push back up to a seated position with the spine uplifted. With the eyes remaining closed, let's place the palms together at heart center and say one long Om together to finish the class. Inhale deeply. Release your hands, rub the palms together, and then place them gently over your eyes. Lightly massage around the eye sockets, the face, the temples, the forehead, and then release the hands and gently open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll be back soon with some more. Until then, keep practicing.